A series of special storytelling sessions are being held at South Bay Libraries this month and just in time for Halloween.
Yeah, the tales of the Proctor Valley Monster is a unique legend of a monster that calls Chula Vista home. And joining us now to speak more about it is author David Schmidt. Thank you so much for being with us this afternoon. First, tell us what Tales of the Proctor Valley Monster is all about. Is it urban legend or is it true?
Well, that's a great question. You'd have to ask some of the witnesses who claim that they've actually seen the monster out there. I mean, not a lot of cities can claim that they have their own personal monster, but Chula Vista can. Chula Vista is home to the Proctor Valley Monster. It's sort of a Bigfoot-type creature, tall, humanoid, covered in shaggy hair. And people say they've seen it out there in Proctor Valley, this really remote rural area between Chula Vista and Jamul. So I've been collecting stories from there over the last couple of years. I wrote a book of them. And now we're performing the stories with the group I'm a part of, Storytellers of San Diego, all throughout Chula Vista in schools, libraries, museums. We're performing stories of these very local legends that give a very rich local character to the folklore, the oral tradition of the area.
When did you first hear about the Proctor Valley Monster?
A couple of years ago, I was talking with some people from Chula Vista. It's sort of if you've grown up in Chula Vista, it's likely you've heard of it, or one of the many other legends from Proctor Valley. I mean, that one little chunk of wilderness, it's incredibly rich in folklore. Like, it's got UFO stories, ghost stories, there's a phantom hitchhiker, there's ghostly headlights. It's like a whole season of the X-Files or American Horror Story, all packed into that area.
So now that you've compiled all of these stories, let's ask you the question that everyone wants to know. What do you think? Do you think there is something out there, or you just think it's a lot of just talk?
So, you know, the question, could there be a creature that only lives in Proctor Valley? Not likely. But we know there are huge mammals that do migrate through Proctor Valley, and they're known as mountain lions. We know there's at least 2,000 or 3,000 mountain lions in California. We know they exist. They're out there, they migrate throughout our wilderness, but how many of us have ever seen one? I go hiking all the time, I've been camping. I've never seen one in the wild. So if those mountain lions could be out there, could there be some kind of primate that science doesn't know about yet, that only exists from eyewitnesses and folklore? Maybe it's unlikely, but I think it's an exciting thought.
Well, you're holding these storytelling sessions and you're bringing it to life, right? Tell us about what we can expect if we go.
Yeah, we're going to have very spine-chilling, spooky tales, you know, so maybe go to that heart screening event first before you come to our storytelling sessions, just in case.
You know, how did this all happen? I mean, was it a grant or was it money that you guys got to enable to hold these sessions?
Definitely, and I need to recognize, of course, this, thanks to the generous grant from the city of Chula Vista, we've been able to put on these performances. Our group, Storytellers of San Diego, I'm a member. There are many others of us who are professional storytellers. So we'll be performing these stories in a very entertaining way. Some of the sessions are all age friendly, some are a little more older age. Some of the stories can be quite gruesome. There's a story of mass murder at an old bakery out there. That's one of the legends. And a lot of the other typical urban legends that you have probably heard at some point. Almost every one of them has been set in Proctor Valley at some time. I mean, the hook, the boyfriend in the car, the man in the back seat, the vanishing hitchhiker.
Interesting.
Proctor Valley has its own local version of all these urban legends. Okay,
so to invite the folks out, so can you give us some dates and when they can come see you?
Well, you can check our website, storytellersofsandiego.org/Proctor Valley. We have a special page with all of the dates. So it'll be all throughout October and beginning of November, going into Dia de Muertos season as well. So yeah, many different venues at libraries, the Discovery Center, the Bonita Museum, which actually has a casting supposedly of the footprint of the monster. They have that on display at the Bonita Museum.
So my question is, when everybody's listening to you and looking forward intently to what are you going to have some guy in a Bigfoot costume coming? You know,
no, we're not that corny.
Oh, come on, man, that would be great.
Or maybe I'm just saying we're not because we really are.
Oh, there we go. We have to figure it out. We have to go.
Yeah,
but I think regardless of what you think about Bigfoot or unknown creatures, I mean, I think people tell stories for a reason, and that's what I get into in my book, and what we get into in the stories is also like, why does this region accumulate so much folklore, so many scary tales? The word monster comes from the Latin word monstrare, which means to show. And I think monster stories show us things. There's a phrase from the movie Brave where the girl says, legends are lessons. They bear powerful truths. And I think that's true. Legends are always lessons. They have something to tell us, whether or not they're literally true.
I think we just got a little tease of
Yeah.
what this looks like.
I love it.
This is really cool. David, thank you so much for being here and telling us about it.
Thank you for having me. And I've brought a copy of one of my other books as a gift for
What
you
is that?
all
What
as
is
well.
that? 3 nights in the Clown Motel?
Oh my gosh, that is all you. I can't do anything clowns. Nope.
All right, David. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.